Hi everyone. Today I would like to review the possibilities offered by the modulation on the Töörö. For this, we will use an example. We will try to make a pad sound using the different wavetables, two oscillators, and all the envelopes and LFO which are available on the machine. So we'll start basically by having a tone which fits our need, and then we'll adjust the envelopes and program the modulation using the modulation metrics. So let's start with the basic oscillator. I init the sound, and now we should hear just the first oscillator. And we'll choose a table which is a bit more different than what you hear from classic waveforms. So let's select a different table here. And we'll select a wave which is also not standard. We'll modulate the table around this wave using the modulation metrics. Let's try one octave down. Let's try with more notes. Right now we have only one oscillator. For a pad to sound like a pad, we need to have some envelope which rise progressively in amplitude for the volume and also fall off progressively. So we will select now the envelope related to the amplifier. So I press one time on the envelope switch, it selects the envelope line, and the first envelope which is selected is the envelope for the filter. Now if I press a second time, you will see it also on the display. It's the envelope for the amplifier which is selected. So now let's adjust the attack and release time so we have an envelope that feels better in our use here to make a pad. That's already more interesting. Now let's add a second oscillator, because now it's only the oscillator 1 which is in use. So we can bring up the second oscillator. By default, the oscillator is pitched 1 octave down. We will detune a bit to give some kind of pitch beating. And maybe, if we don't want to have this sub-oscillator sound, maybe we can raise the octave to be like the other oscillator. So right now the pitch of this oscillator is kind of static. We may modulate it with the LFO2. So let's go into the modulation matrix. We select LFO2. We are still on the oscillator 2 here, but we will modulate the pitch here. So I just have to adjust the amount here. Now we will use the filter to make our sound a bit more changing over time. So let's reduce the cutoff frequency. And now we will adjust the envelope of the filter to match some of the envelope of the amplifier. So let's bring the sustain to medium range, which was already the case. Let's add some release. And let's bring some attack. We can also adjust the decay. Also, the filter is quite drive now. We can reduce the volume of the oscillators to get something a bit more smooth. If we want to have an atmosphere which sounds more stereo, we can either use the panning control here with the modulation, or we can add the multi-effect. And I think it's a good time to add the multi-effect. So let's press some chord. This is it for today. I hope you learn how to use the modulations with the Töörö using the modulation matrix and the built-in modulation. See you next time.